MLS Cup playoffs, round number 1, almost over. This is the last game of the first round of the playoffs. I am Mike Guglielmi, one of your hosts for Sons of a Pit Soccer. Nick has joined me. We are ready to rock and roll for this last game of the go here, Nick. This is it, the best matchup of the first round. We've had lots of upsets already. Who knows what we've got in store? So say hi to everybody.
Everybody, yes, Mike, it's the best game of the first round, at least on paper. I don't know how it's going to compare to 15 straight penalty kick makes in the Portland-Dallas game, or the insanity of New York City, Orlando City's penalty finish. Are we going to see more penalties? That seems like that's what we're in for. But you know what, Mike? A Seattle-LA playoff matchup has been something we're going to come to expect. So let's just enjoy it. Let's have some fun, and let's watch some good soccer tonight, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's get right into the starting lineups here. Just about to get kicked off here probably in 2 or 3 minutes. Seattle Sounders and LAFC. Man, lots of star power on the field tonight. That is for sure. Both teams dealing with a couple absences. But, man, Seattle with a very strong lineup here. They have starting in goal, of course, who else but Stefan Frei, right? I mean, Stefan Frei has just been a mainstay in that lineup. As well, then we've got at the back, you've got Nuhu Tolo, O'Neal, Gomez, and Alex Roldan. And then in the midfield, you got Christian Roldan, João Paulo, Jovan Jones, Nico Ladero, and Jordan Morris. Up front, who else but the assassin? Number 9, Rui Diaz. Hell of a striker, hell of a player. Very, very strong lineup there for Seattle. Now, on LAFC's side, they've got Cisnega in goal, Segura, Murillo, Blackman, and Harvey at the back. Blessing, Atuesta, and Mark Anthony Kay in the midfield. And up front, they have a young gun, Torres, the old gun, Bradley Wright Phillips, and Carlos Vela, former league MVP. Don't think he's going to get it this season. But wow, what a strong lineup from both sides. This game is going to be a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. So really glad to have you guys on here. And while you're on, hit that subscribe button. We are just shy of 600 subscribers. When we get to 1,000, we will have a drawing for one random drawn subscriber. We'll win $250 Visa gift card. It's that simple. We do all kinds of MLS content, CONCACAF content. Join our channel, subscribe, turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of our awesome American soccer content. And let's grow this business together and continue to grow the game of soccer here in the United States. And just like that, we are underway. Kickoff, Seattle in possession. Jordan Morris on the ball. What a season Jordan Morris has had. And
he was a Golden Boot favorite for a while early on in the season. So he's definitely maintaining the form and just another option for Seattle on offense. A lot of people are looking at him to get more USMNT call-ups, so we'll see if he can't keep his form in this first of their playoff games.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's João Paulo now in possession in the midfield, looks over to Jordan Morris. Morris sends it up to Ladero. Ladero to Rui Diaz, makes a move around Tristan Blackman, and then cuts back and goes back to Christian Roldan, who swings it out wide to his brother Alex. And now up to Jovan Jones. So Seattle on the front foot here to get started. And, Seattle at home, real tough to beat. But in the night where the big dogs are going out, will Seattle follow suit and, be another favorite knocked out here tonight? I can't see it happening, man. Two favorites already gone. A third one in 3 games? I can't see that happening. So I got to put my money on Seattle here.
As close as Kansas City came to get knocked out, and then seeing Philly and Miami and who else, New York get all eliminated. Who knows what'll happen here, man? Along with Portland, it's been a crazy first round to say the least. What are we going to expect from LAFC Seattle, Mike? Are we going to see a ridiculous officiating blunder? Are we going to see another overtime, extra time penalty kick drama? Or is this going to be the one normal game of the playoffs where the Sounders win it like 3-1? Like, I feel like they're going to be able to control most of the possession, but LAFC is going to be able to really, really threaten when they get into their offensive third.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be a very good game. Lots of action. I think it's going to be close with these two teams. I'm really thinking it's going to be close, and I'm thinking right at the end there, Seattle's going to get it done. So my prediction in this one, I picked the Sounders from the get-go. That's not changing. I'm picking them now to get the victory. I'm going 3-2 Sounders over LAFC in this one.
Yeah, I think LAFC has just too much talent to get shut out. And with Carlos Vela, I mean, all he needs is a little bit of space and a little bit of time on his left foot to bend one far post. LAFC is going to score. Seattle's going to score. Like you said, they've got Rui Diaz, the assassin. They've got an entire lineup of guys who can push forward and put a decent shot on net. So it's just going to be who's going to, like any soccer game, obviously, who's going to score more goals is going to win the game. But, I mean, is this going to be a 4-3? Is this going to be a 3-2? Or could it end up a 1-1, 1-0 type of thing here for Seattle? But I did pick Seattle. I've actually picked Seattle to win the Cup. They have been my team from the preseason all the way till right now. I've had Seattle as winning the MLS Cup, best team in the league. I'm not changing that. And for our regular listeners, I'm the guy who says, you're the best until you prove otherwise. And right now, Seattle's still consistently the best team. Kansas City edged them on points in the Western Conference, but I think Seattle still is the best team, and I expect them to play like it tonight.
All right, so we as we stand right now, Seattle still in possession in the back third. Right now, João Paulo sends a long ball over the top, gets cut off nicely by Murillo, sends it up to Atuesta, now over to Mark Anthony Kaye. He goes wide for Jordan Harvey, and now he sends it up looking for Torres. Torres sends it back into Mark Anthony Kaye, and now LAFC starting to bring in some of the pressure here on offense. So, man, we got lots of people joining us here. We got Doug Reed. He's on. Ryan Anderson, brother BKL Contreras. We've got a couple people on us with Twitter as well. Zerky11, Jay Jardim, still recovering from that TFC loss, I'm sure, like I am, although it wasn't that bad because we knew it was coming all day, especially when they kicked off and played the way they did. But, yeah, we've got lots of viewers with us here, 16 on Facebook, 5 on Twitter, and 16 on YouTube. So thank you, everybody, for jumping on with us and hanging out with us here. Josue Plays says LAFC is going to win, and we will see. What's your predictions? Let us know in the chat here what your prediction is. Give us a score and what team is going to come out on top. And as soon as you do that, hit that subscribe button and get in our 1,000 YouTube subscriber challenge to get a chance at a $250 Visa gift card and check out all of our awesome American soccer content. All right, Seattle now in possession at the top of their own box. Nico Ladero sends it up to Rui Diaz. He's got 3 black shirts around him. LAFC in their black and gold, Seattle in their rave green, standard uniforms, and now Seattle back just around halfway mark, sends it up to Nuhu. Nuhu goes looking for Jordan Morris. Morris has it, goes back to João Paulo, and, man, the Sounders passing has been crisp already. So no layoff for these guys is like we saw with a couple other teams tonight. They are definitely crisp with the passing and looking good on the ball so far. Vela and believe that is O'Neal going after a ball down in the corner, a 50-50 ball, and O'Neal just takes out Carlos Vela and says, "Welcome to the game, Carlos. We're gonna play hard around here tonight." And that's exactly the look that Carlos Vela has on his face right now. Like, oh boy, this game's gonna be fun. He just ate a little bit of dirt coming up from the turf on that one.
And you know what? It's raining there in Seattle. Go figure. Rain in Seattle, rain in the Northwest. So that's just going to make those tackles come in just a little bit faster. That's going to make the hitting the ground a little bit harder. And that's just going to make everyone feel a little bit more cold and miserable anytime there's contact or anytime there's a hard play. So that's something to watch out for, too, as well, because we got Seattle as the home team, and they're maybe used to a little bit more of this weather and playing on a fast surface. Maybe that throws LAFC's passing off just a little bit as we move forward here. And, Mike, I got to tell you, I think you're about 7 to 10 seconds ahead of me on my stream. So if I'm talking and there's stuff happening, you cut me off and you let everyone know what's going on.
Absolutely. Will do. Right now, Bradley Wright Phillips gets the ball taken away from him by João Paulo, and Seattle builds out of the back like they've been doing a lot here so far. So we got some predictions in on our chat line here. We got Roman Poblano says 4-2 LAFC. Vela makes 2. And then we've got Hector Del Real on Facebook. Hurry up and start the game. Too much talking. I love it. Well, that's what you're going to get out of us. If you want to watch the game, you got to go find a stream somewhere. We're just going to keep you updated on what's going on in the game here and do our live stream reaction. We also have brother BKL Contreras. He says Sounders win on penalties, 6-5 in penalty kicks after a 3-3 game. That would be a very exciting game to watch. That is for sure.
Very specific prediction there, and I'm a fan of it. That's great.
Yep, absolutely. So here comes Jordan Morris now down the left-hand side for Seattle, looking to center into the middle, but nobody there except Rui Diaz and a bunch of black shirts. Here's Ladero now. He comes down that left-hand side, and looks like a foul there on Segura. He pushes Ladero down, but the ref says play on. No foul, and the ball goes out of play for I believe, a goal kick. Yep, it'll be a goal kick there. So a rough foul there by Segura not being called. So that Ladero did make a hash of it, that's for sure. And he is
Segura's arms never were outstretched. He kept them in on his body, so I'm totally fine with the ref letting that go, especially early on down in the corner. Just let it go. That's cool with me.
Yep, absolutely. Let him play, man. I'm all for it. And as we say that, now we go to now there's a foul called in the midfield. Roldan goes down, and it'll be a free kick for Seattle. Gomez stands over it, looking to send something back to his partner, O'Neal. And now O'Neal, standing over the ball, goes back to Gomez. Gomez looking upfield, sends it out wide. And now back into the middle for João Paulo. And switches nicely over to Jordan Morris. Morris back to Nuhu. Nuhu over to Christian Roldan. And man, these just the passing so far from Seattle. I mean, they've been putting together 10, 15, 20 pass stretches here in the beginning of the game. And it's been real pretty from them. Not a bunch of, exciting attack scoring chances, but a lot of good passing here. Shooter McGavin jumps on. He says, go Red. Absolutely. Thanks for jumping on, Shooter. And well done to your Revolution, moving past the Supporters Shield champions and into the next round of the playoffs. I was actually just looking at the bracket there, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, is this correct? New England Revolution, Orlando City, Columbus Crew, and Nashville SC out of the East.
Yeah, this could be the year the entire league flips on its head, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those 4 teams is going to represent the East in MLS Cup final. Definitely did not think that was going to happen. But Jose Mera comes in and says 3-1 Seattle is his prediction. A big Sounders fan there, Jose. Thanks for jumping on with us. And Shooter McGavin, yes, it has been a while. For sure.
like people in New England need another excuse to drink. Go Rebs fans, go enjoy that enjoy that game. But hey, man, we got a little turn of events here. LAFC finally getting some possession in the Seattle defensive third. Ends up with an easy save by Fry, but you're starting to see LAFC maybe get a little confidence come out of their shell. Whereas Seattle had all the possession for the first 10 minutes or so of this game. Hey, Mike, have we gone over the lineups yet? Anything that stands out to you in these lineups between these two teams? I know for me, with Seattle, you've got Ramon Torres on the bench there. You got Miguel Ibarra on the bench there. And Will Bruin on the bench. So Seattle's got options. If there's some tired legs and they need offense, bring in Ibarra. Bring in Will Bruin. He seems to kind of have that Seattle spark when he comes off the bench. But if Seattle gets a lead late, bring in Torres, bring in Brad Smith, shore up that back line. Seattle seems to have a pretty good game plan for their starting 11 and their bench. Anything you've noticed about them or LAFC?
No, the only thing is Brian Rodriguez out for LAFC. That's a big one for them as well. Don't know much about this young kid Torres. as far as what he brings to the table for LAFC. But overall, strong lineups for both squads. They both have damn good teams. I mean, LAFC is still a good team. They haven't done that well this season, but man, the talent these guys have. I mean, even look at Bradley Wright Phillips. I mean, he's still a hell of a player. He's not the same guy.
Player of the year, wasn't he?
Yeah, I believe he was comeback player of the year. So he's had a good season this season, coming back since we went with the New York Red Bulls, and why the hell he wasn't playing for them, I'll never know.
Red Bulls make those questionable decisions with their roster,
and then their coaches get fired. So
yeah. Hey, real quick, you mentioned Kristen Torres, the forward for LAFC. This is his first year with LAFC in the MLS, and it looks like it's his first professional year ever. 16 years old LAFC homegrown signing. He's had 8 games. He's made appearances in only 2 starts, but he's gotten a goal off of 3 shots. So he's kind of a wild card for LAFC right now. Apparently they got some faith in him if they're starting him in a playoff game alongside BWP. We'll see.
Yeah, there you go. I guess you're kind of forced into that position, but we'll see how he does. A little bit, damn, the rain's coming down there. Usually in Seattle, it doesn't come down as hard as it is right now. But, man, we'll see how that affects the game here. LAFC in possession at the back. Rui Diaz with a good forecheck on that one. There's my hockey term. And ball goes out of play there. So 0-0, 14th minute. As Brian White on Twitter asked for a game update. Nothing to speak of as of yet. But yeah, we're hopefully we'll see some goals and some good action here, especially if the rain calms down a little bit, because it will make this game sloppy. Brother BKL Contreras, yeah, Mike, I was thinking the same thing as the bracket, but I was thinking my prediction said Philadelphia and Toronto has got to win, but nope. What just happened? I don't know, man. I'm with you. I could see it a little bit on TFC side, but not Philly. I thought they maybe, celebrated a little too hard, but I still figured they'd get past New England. Man, crazy night in MLS soccer.
For sure. And that's something we didn't get to talk about on the podcast, which, by the way, everyone, go to your favorite podcasting platform, subscribe to us, search for us. We're on iTunes, Google, Amazon, Spotify, Stitcher, and probably a couple others that I think Blueberry distributes for us. We'll get to it at some point, but to me, just the insanity of these playoffs, that just makes the Supporter Shield a lot more meaningful. And I think people have to start giving a lot more respect to the Supporter Shield than they do. Just because it's not the MLS Cup, just because you're not winning a playoff, you're still the best team throughout the course of the entire season. And I think we need to recognize that and say it's almost on par with the MLS Cup. Argue with me, we'll set it up for a good podcast episode. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Rui Diaz with a cheeky little move here. He saw the LAFC keeper coming off his line. He tried to chip him from half field or something. Little off target, just a bit off target. Goes wide left. But hey, he gets his head up and he's looking for the goal, which is what Rui Diaz does. Meanwhile, you got BWP. Just
getting
kind of
crushed.
Knock from his own goalkeeper coming in and clearing things out. Good on the keeper, but you got to communicate. You got to talk to each other. You got to let your players know. And that's what Blackman's telling them right now, it looks like. Say, hey, man, you're going to run out like that off your line and punch the ball and get your own player? Make sure you're talking. As Vela gets some instruction from Bob Bradley there on the sideline. BWP just getting checked out, going through concussion protocol because he got knocked in the head. We'll see. I'm sure he'll come back on strong, no problem.
Yep, I think so. Little knock. I think he'll be all right. But Cisnega talking with a couple players here, just trying to get that communication down. Obviously, there's a bit of a gap, especially after seeing this to BWP. He looks all right. He's staring down the trainer there. He's got his eyes shut, opening it back. And I think he's going to be okay.
You know what's funny, Mike, is you have these guys who are in the epitome of physical conditioning, and they're just in great shape, right? And then they take these knocks, and people wonder why they go down. You got to remember, these are grown men throwing their full weight and force against other grown men, right? Just because you're in great physical shape, so's the other guy. And honestly, for a guy like me who's in terrible physical shape, like I play with my kids and I do a somersault in my basement and I'm dizzy for a second. So to take a shot from a goalkeeper like that, like, yeah, take your time to get right, BWP, and nobody give him any crap for it. That's what I have to say.
There you go. There you go. So Brian White on Twitter says, think the match will live up to the rest of the chaos of the rest of the playoffs. Man, I hope so. Lechisis Augusta says, goal Seattle. And then 1-0. So I don't know. She might be a little bit ahead of us here. But no, this, I think this game, it should live up to the chaos of the rest of the playoffs, especially since you have two very evenly matched teams. However, sometimes you just get a dud every once in a while. But here's a chance now. Rui Diaz sends it across the box over to Jordan Morris. This might be what she was speaking about. Drops it back to Nico Ladero. And yes, it is 1-0 Sounders. Ladero from the top of the box gets that goal. And it's 1-0 Seattle. Beautifully played by Seattle. There is that passing we were talking about coming into full effect here for Seattle with a beautiful game.
That's an excellent, excellent play by Seattle. The ball movement, the strike to go near post hard and high. You got to love it. I mean, as a neutral, this is phenomenal. As a Seattle fan, you got to be up out of your seat cheering. As an LAFC fan, you're out of your seat screaming at your defenders for letting this breakdown. And it's typical of a lot of goals we've seen, right? Everyone recovers on defense, and all the defenders are back in the 6-yard box, and there is Ladero 10 yards, 12, 15 yards out and just able to drill one near post. Beautiful movement by Seattle, Mike. Yeah, this is fantastic stuff here, brother. I think you're on mic, man. Or on mute, Mike. Take that off. And, yeah, Seattle takes the early 1-0 lead. How can LAFC respond now?
Yeah, I mean, they got to do it, and they got to do it quick. There's a penalty right there. They got to do it, and there it is. Vela scoots it past Nuhu, and Nuhu ends up leaving his foot out, and here we go. Here we go. This game is going to get crazy. And yes, Brian White, he says, damn, couldn't hear your response. It keeps freezing. I don't know if that's on your end or my end, but
you were muted. It's okay.
No. He was talking about previous there. But, man, it's getting crazy now. Here's a penalty. Vela with a nice little move, and Nuhu just leaves his foot out way too far, as Doug Reed says, stupid defensive play. And, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Vela drops like he just got 12 rounds in the back. And, here we go. Here we go.
Can't blame him, right? He's not getting to that ball. He's gonna look for contact. He screams to make sure the referee hears him if he doesn't see it. Yeah, and right. I'm sure it's Vela stepping up to the spot.
All right, here we go. So we've got Stefan Fry now staring down Vela. Referee pointing at all the players saying, make sure you get out of that circle, that half circle. And Vela is ready. The referee backs up.
Let's watch Fry's feet.
And there's the whistle taking the shot. Vela with a standard run up, shoots, and it goes right down the middle. Stefan Fry doesn't move, and it goes right into his chest. Saved by Stefan Fry.
Mike, I can't believe that. Stefan Fry absolutely stares down Vela, calls his bluff. That was incredible.
Unreal. And here comes Rui Diaz down the other side, and a nice defensive play there by, I believe that is Murillo. And Rui Diaz goes down looking for a penalty there, but not going to happen. And LAFC will have the free kick. Foul was on the Sounders player. So here's a replay of this. And man, look at Fry just stands right in the middle, waiting for the Panenka. And Vela goes a little bit to his right. But man, what a crap penalty that was, and what a save by Stefan Fry, dude. Stefan Fry, this man shows up in the playoffs. That is, and I'm sure that Ryan Anderson can attest to this, being a diehard TFC fan. That was probably the worst move made by the front office of Toronto FC in their history. I believe we sent him away for like a 3rd round draft pick and something else. But unbelievable. This guy has single-handedly won MLS Cups for his team, and just shows up big time in the playoffs, and a hell of a keeper. Here's LAFC now trying to get something going towards the other side of the field after that save penalty there. And here is Latif Blessing sending it out to the right-hand side for Segura. Segura takes on Nuhu. Nuhu takes it away, and then Segura fouls Nuhu going past him.
Mike, I got to tell you, from a penalty taker's perspective, why are you trying to be cheeky? Why are you trying to be goofy? Why are you trying to psych yourself out as much as you're psyching a keeper out? Just place it. No matter how good the goalie is, you can't beat good placement. And honestly, guys at this level in their career should be able, completely unmolested by any defender or anything else, to be able to place a ball in any one of the four corners of a goal, right? Like, I think this is just ridiculous. Strike it hard, strike it away, place it, and every time it's a goal. I don't know why you got to try to get cheeky. I'm all for the tiki-taka, like, let's have a beautiful game type of flow. But when it comes to a penalty, just bang it in the corner.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's Carlos Vela now, taken away nicely by João Paulo. He sends it up to Jordan Morris. Morris screaming down the left-hand side, just burning past Murillo. Drops it back almost to the centering pass for Rui Diaz, but gets cut off by Tristan Blackman. And LAFC comes out with possession of this one, taken away then by Nuhu. Nuhu up to João Paulo, sends it up to Ladero. And, man, what I'm seeing here, Seattle has got the edge in this first 24 minutes. Not only on the scoreboard, but overall in this game as well. They have definitely taken it to LAFC, and LAFC really missed the boat on that penalty kick, because that was a real good chance to even things up, and they missed it. So here's a long cross into the box for Jordan Morris, gets cleared out by Segura, but only as far as Christian Roldan, and Seattle continues to have possession here. Man, this Seattle team looks good.
Oh, absolutely, Mike. And you know what? We talked about it in our recent podcast episode about how Maxi Morales stepped up and missed that first penalty for NYCFC, and that set the tone. Your best player, your captain, bangs a penalty off a crossbar. They didn't look too confident when they were stepping up for their next shots. For an LAFC team to go down 1-0 early, only to come back, counterattack, and draw a penalty, then see Carlos Vela not just miss it terribly. That's going to do a lot for their psyche. So we'll see if Bob Bradley can get him motivated, other than his usual just angry tirades at his players, if he can actually get them motivated to get back in this game and then play with some quality. Otherwise, Seattle's dominating tactically, possession, and in the mental game.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, a nasty foul there on Nico Ladero by the LAFC player. I'm not sure who it was, but man, that was a harsh tackle there. But a good position for Seattle now to take a free kick. And Brian White says he's watching on Periscope. Is there a better way to watch? Absolutely. Come over to YouTube and join us over on our YouTube channel. Just search Sons of a Pitch Soccer, Seattle versus LAFC, and we should pop up right up top there for you. And come hang out with us here. Hit that subscribe button while you're at it. And everybody else, the 30 people that are watching out there, hit that subscribe button. We have not picked up one subscriber yet in this episode, and that is crazy, because we're usually hitting a good 7 to 10 by now. So Seattle and LAFC fans, get on it and help our channel grow and get your chance at a $250 Visa gift card for doing so. So here's the ball now, and a long ball up from LAFC gets cleared up nicely. And there's Ricky Turner just subscribed. Thank you, Ricky. Appreciate
Ricky.
that.
Was Ricky number 600? Is that our number 600 subscriber? That'd be awesome.
That is $5.99. $5.99. So right. Here is so we need one more for 600. Who's it going to be? Hit that subscribe button. All right, here is Seattle now. Roldan sends it upfield, cut off by Blackman. Blackman then fouls Ladero, and we've got another free kick here for Seattle. Ladero getting in all the right places at all the right times. And, man, Ladero, he's good. He's good, man.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, and for him to be this good and do it for so long, like that just solidifies his quality in Seattle lore, as well as, what he's been able to do for the MLS. The call-ups that he's gotten from the national team aren't as frequent as you would expect, but I think he's Argentinian, right? Like, that tells you he's competing with some of the best players in the game. And for him to come and do it at such a high level for so long with the MLS, it just tells you his quality. You've got a game plan for him when you're the opposing coach. And then when you game plan for him, that leaves Morris and Roldan and Rui Diaz and everyone else open to pick you apart. So you just can't say enough about how Seattle's put together this roster.
Absolutely. So here is Brian White. He's having trouble over on Periscope and Twitter. So he said he started to hear you answer and then froze. Come to YouTube. Come to YouTube, people. Come to YouTube. Brian White, YouTube. Join us on YouTube. In case it froze up a little bit. Everybody else, hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button. We got a bunch of likes on here as well. I think we're at 11 now. So hit that. And come over, and Brian White, you might be our 600 subscriber on YouTube. So he says OMW, I believe that means on my way. And here comes LAFC down the right-hand side. Segura gets blocked off nicely by Jordan Morris, who's been all over the field using that speed, man. Getting back on defense, playing well on defense as well as offense. A great player.
I'll tell you, LAFC just had a great opportunity there on a cross coming in from the left. Bradley Wright Phillips just gets air, and he is up. The ball just goes over his head into Vela, and I think it even bounces off a defender's shoulder before going over the Seattle net. Great opportunity. That's where I want to see crosses played in, anywhere between the penalty spot and the 6-yard line, because that's kind of goalie's no man land. Does Stefan Frey come out and try to punch it away? Does he stay on his line and try to anticipate the shot? That, 6 to 10 yard-ish area away from the touchline, the goal line, that is when you get goalies questioning what they need to do. That's where you can get them to hesitate and maybe sneak one in. Meanwhile, LAFC now building possession, Vela with the corner kick.
Yep, here is now that's there it pops off his hand there. Looked like possible handball on João Paulo. But nothing there. LAFC back in possession. And now a foul on Seattle. So LAFC gets a free kick. And Roldan pointing around here, setting up that defense. Foul was on Roldan on Atuesta.
Mike, you all right over there? I mean, I know you're fighting back tears from when TFC lost earlier. But I'd hate to see it turn into a full-blown depression and sneezing and a cold and everything like that. Come on, man. We've still got 60 minutes left to call. We're in the 30th minute here, and LAFC is definitely back in this game. It seems like Seattle's a little scrambling on defense a bit here, and maybe just committing some fouls to kind of disrupt a little LAFC rhythm. But they're definitely back in it now. LAFC is back in it. If they get that equalizer in the next 4 or 5 minutes, don't be surprised.
Yeah, I hope they do, man. I want to see a back and forth crazy game here. That's what I'm looking for. We had an awesome game in the Portland-Dallas game in our last live stream reaction. And, man, I hope we get another one here today and not a 3-0 drubbing like we got with Nashville and Inter Miami. So here is Andrade, sends it up the field to Rui Diaz. Now it falls, a long shot taken there, but somebody was offside. There was a foul there, and Ladero, I believe it was offside. So here's a free kick now for LAFC. LAFC rolls it out to Tristan Blackman, goes up to Jordan Harvey. Harvey looking for Torres. Torres back to Harvey on a nice little 1-2. Coming into the middle, sends it over to Mark Anthony Kaye to Atuesta. Atuesta switches it over to the right-hand side with Vela. An in-swinging ball for Bradley Wright Phillips gets cleared out nicely by Seattle. And here's Latif Blessing now standing over the ball outside the box, looking to get some more action into the Seattle box. So, yeah, LAFC has definitely come up and came back into this game.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it, Mike.
Says, I feel as bad as Mike. I'm surprised I didn't pop off at TFC. Yeah. Maybe we get no handball there. No call on that one. Seattle gets the clearance out and looks to build something down the right-hand side, but Atuesta runs back to get to that, sends it all the way back to his keeper, Cisnega, who boots it up the field and right to the center back for the Sounders. And here come the Sounders on a break now. Ladero sends it up to no one, and it goes rolling right to the keeper there. Doug Reed says, looks like Seattle is waiting for halftime to come. It's a long time away, Doug. If they're waiting already, that's not going to bode well for them.
No doubt about it. And you're mentioning Latif Blessing. That's a player who, at least in my opinion, he needs touches to be effective. He needs to be involved in play. He needs to get his foot on the ball. He needs to be making runs and receiving passes in order to be at his best. He grows into the game the more action he gets. He's deceptively fast and undersized, but that doesn't hold him back. Like, he knows how to be quick, not just fast. So if LAFC can start working Latif Blessing into this game a little bit more, I think they'll find that he's going to become a great offensive threat for them. But let's look at the lineups. Like, where do they have him starting right now? Like, he's dropping back a little deeper than he should be, I think, at this point. They got to find him and get him involved in the offense.
Yep, they do. Here is Rui Diaz standing over this one. They're all just kind of standing around waiting for Mark Anthony K to get up. Just waiting for halftime.
Well, yeah. I think your silence says it all there, Mike.
What's that?
I think your long pauses and your silence kind of say it all.
Yeah.
Both teams are just playing for halftime. LAFC don't want to concede, and Seattle, same.
Yeah. So here's Jordan Morris down the left, sends a cross into the middle, but he gets cleared out for a corner kick, and Seattle have their corner. And let's see if they can build onto that 1-0 lead here with something off the corner kick. 35th minute, I got 34-15 on my clock. A little bit behind on my scoreboard here, but here is clearance by LAFC. Vela goes around João Paulo, cutting back into the middle, and Christian Roldan just crushes Vela with his shoulder, and the referee blows the foul. LAFC takes it quickly, slides over to Atuesta right at the middle of the park. Now to Carlos Vela over on the right.
Ooh, that didn't look too much of a harsh foul there, Mike.
He put the shoulder into it, man. This isn't hockey, it's soccer.
Well, he didn't dip his shoulder. He didn't lower the shoulder. He went right in and stepped in front of him and took the ball. I mean, I think the referee was waiting for it because it was breaking up an offensive opportunity, but I don't think there was too much there.
So Louis Lopez says, anybody here that can answer my question, is it a 2-game or a 1-game? Only one game. Only one game in the MLS playoffs. So they changed the format a couple years ago, and it is now 1-round knockout. So this is it. Whoever wins this one, it is moves on. And if it goes to extra time, there will be 30 minutes extra time, no golden goal, and then would go to penalties if still tied after that. So thanks for the question, Luis. Thanks for jumping on with us. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Definitely would appreciate that. It might be number 600. I got to double check here. But here comes LAFC now. Mark Anthony K back to Tristan Blackman. And just a slow buildup. I don't want to see this slow stuff here, man. There we go. Guys and gals like me fitness. Guys made it. Number 600 is Brian White from Twitter. All right. Nice. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming on and finding us here on YouTube and hanging out with us. Hope the stream's a little bit better for you from here. If not, it's your connection at home. But here comes Seattle now with a throw. Jovan Jones lays the ball off. And, dude, what? That's awesome. 600 subscribers, man. Thank you, everybody who is watching with us tonight. It's, we really started this YouTube trek here in like mid to end of January. And it has been a fun ride. I mean, I remember looking at it was like, I don't even know. It was like like June. We're sitting around like 250, something like that, and we've just been taking off since then. So thanks everybody for that. Really, really awesome to see.
No doubt. From recording videos in my garage and in your trailer to online digital broadcasting platforms and live watch-alongs and reactions. This is good stuff here, guys.
Yep.
Thank you so much to the viewers, to the listeners, and
as well,
we got a good game to call too. That always helps.
We do. Yep. And you know what? We also got to give a quick shout to our sponsors, Donovan Food Brokerage, as well as Nice Premium Iceland Pure Spring Water. Thank you guys for sponsoring. And of course, as well, we've got Skira Icelandic Water, your local 7-Eleven. Go pick some up. Thanks, Skira, for helping us continue to grow as well. We can't do it only with the sponsors. We can't do it all by ourselves. We need you guys, the listeners, the viewers. So thank you all for that support. So here is Seattle. Nuhu in possession, goes back to O'Neill, and just a little bit of center back 1-2 over here with Gomez. And I want to see one more goal before the second half, and preferably for LAFC. That's what I want. I need to get I need some something going here, man, as I'm knocking my mic around. I need an LAFC goal here, man. I gotta get something.
Well, Mike, if history is any indication, these teams are going to score at least 3 or 4 combined goals. I mean, looking back at the schedule of the head-to-head matchups, we've had LAFC beat Seattle on October 11th, 3-1. We had then Seattle beating LAFC in September 3-0. And then going back further to August, which seems like forever ago, the Sounders win 3-1. And then in the MLS's back tournament, LAFC knocks out Seattle 4-1. So these teams have goals in them, and they have goals against each other. We'll see if they get more conservative because it's a playoff match. Meanwhile, Seattle with a good opportunity here on the offensive end. Mike, what do you see here?
Yeah, so they're just showing the replay there of Rui Diaz going in for on a longer cross. And now here's a free kick. Ladero standing over about 35 yards out, sends the ball into the box, cleared out nicely by LAFC, and a foul called on Seattle. So it'll be an LAFC free kick. So I'm sitting right on my clock. I got 39-10 right now. Where are you at, Nick?
As far as the game clock, I don't know. I got to keep refreshing. I think my wife's watching, Chicago PD or some rerun of Chicago Fire on her iPad, and it's slowing everything down here. I haven't even hit 40 minutes yet.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, so here we go now. LAFC trying to get something going, in possession, broken up by Seattle, but just goes right back to the LAFC player. Here's Harvey on the left-hand side, right around the midfield, plays it back to Blackman. Something that I've seen really is that – the Seattle midfield is really shut down Atuesta. Now, I barely said his name. When he does get the ball, it's not in any dangerous positions at all. Not a good night for him, and I think that's because of the Seattle midfield. But as I say that, he passes it over to Latif Blessing, sends it out wide for Segura. Segura looking back towards the middle. I think they got to keep working down the flanks, man. I mean, they can get after Jovan Jones, Tulu, Nuhu, Alex rolled on. They're just missing on. I think they're going down the middle, and that's their miss. But here's Vela sending a ball into the box, gets headed out by João Paulo, and Nico Ladero comes back to clean it up and take it right from Jordan Harvey and run up the field. Sends it into the middle for Rui Diaz. Rui Diaz back to João Paulo. And here comes Seattle now, building out of the back, going all the way back to Stefan Fry. He blasts it up the park, and LAFC's Tristan Blackman is the first one to touch it, sends it up to Atuesta. Can he get something going? Sends it to Latif Blessing. Blessing goes back to Murillo. Murillo over to Segura. Segura now looking for Blessing, and they just keep working the middle of the park, and the Seattle midfield is just collapsing in the middle of the park. That's not going to work. Get wide. You got Vela standing basically on the touchline.
Yeah, we were talking about Torres, their LAFC 16-year-old striker making his, first ever playoff appearance. You would expect that he would try to just occupy a defender or two, or maybe have him be running into the channels and dragging some defenders with him and opening up some space for Vela, for Blessing, for another attacking midfielder to run up forward and fill that space and have an open look. But it doesn't seem like the forwards are kind of gelling or making those runs. And it doesn't seem like the midfielders are doing their best to kind of link up with them either, Mike. It just seems like they're just trying to thread some passes through and force things rather than have a better game plan to attack the Seattle defense.
Yeah. Yep. Here's Jose Mera. Says I need a big bag of weed or something because this game is intense. Nice. I'm going with Johnny Walker Scotch over here to help me kind of calm down but stay excited at the same time. But that's a good one, Jose. If you get some, send some over here, would you? So here comes Seattle now. João Paulo looking wide to the right. A beautiful 1-2 play with Ladero chesting the ball but down to him on his run, and that was nice. Looking for the foul, but nothing there. But then a foul just up the field on Seattle, so it'll be an LAFC free kick. So Ramon Poblano says, I need a shot. Absolutely.
Yes, I like Doug Reed's comment there. Puff, puff, pass, right? We need to see LAFC putting together some more passes as well. Maybe they could use a little some of that stuff at halftime.
No, they don't. No, don't do that, man. They'll be just like kind of jogging like TFC was tonight. And
they're in Seattle. It's legal up there, right?
Oh yeah. It's legal there. I mean, hell, they can go down to Portland and get any drug they want. So then, Sky Blue Citizens podcast says, I am sad for TFC, man. And Ryan Anderson says, after that TFC loss, I need the Everclear. Yeah. It just wasn't that bad. Here's a nice long ball over the top to BWP. Cuts back. He should have taken the shot one time, but they do rule it offside, and nothing matters there. But yeah, TFC was just that team didn't have it from the first minute. You knew they weren't going to win this game tonight, and they just look like trash. They're ready to go home. They're done being away from home. They're done being away from their families. In a sense, you can't blame them for that. But you know what? You're professional athletes. I'm a bit of a hard ass when it comes to stuff like that. You have a job, you got to do it well, no matter what the circumstances. But you know what? It is what it is. Seattle now. Christian Roldan over to Nicolas Ladero sends it up to Jordan Morris, and they're going to call a foul there on Jordan Morris. I didn't think that was a foul. I thought the guy slipped there, but. Man, yeah, I should look at what the bracket challenge standings are, and for our bracket challenge, maybe I'll do that during halftime, because man, it's been an ugly bracket so far. So we will see how that plays out. But here comes LAFC about 30 seconds before halftime. Doug Reed says can't be a lot of extra time. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe a minute, max two, probably just one.
Well, BWP did get that concussion protocol look, so you're probably looking at least 2 to 3 minutes here, and that would only benefit LAFC. They're back, pushing forward a little bit. Like you said, Mike, Seattle's midfield
3 minutes
doing a great job. 3 minutes of stoppage time, fantastic.
There you go. And then Ryan Anderson says, "Yep, you were right the whole time, Mike. Deep down, I knew it too. Yeah, sometimes we gotta, put on a show like we're part of the team. Hey, I get you there. I get you. All right, here's LAFC. Jordan Harvey down the left-hand side, cuts back every time LAFC gets a move down that wing. They end up cutting back, and it's killing them.
At some point, just put the ball in the mixer. Make something happen. Mike, you're using hockey phrases, right? Just put a shot on net. Just put something out there and see if you can't catch the defense napping or the goalkeeper spilling one, especially in such a wet environment in this game in Seattle right now.
Right. Yep. It's been a rough game. It's kind of been like a hockey game out there, man. These guys have been tackling each other, kicking each other in the legs. I mean, giving shoulders. It's been,
Yep. As Nuhu fouls Vela again needlessly. What did he think Vela was going to cut back on him with his near leg? No, that
was the in swinger from Vela, goes to the back post, and Nuhu gets a head to it. It goes out. It'll be another corner for LAFC. They've had a few corners so far in this one.
You think they're going to eventually convert one? Like, I don't know LAFC to be a particularly good corner team. Now, maybe that's just my lack of watching them. But they don't have that one big target, right?
Right. Yeah. And you would think with the ball
comes up,
and like that was a beautiful ball he just sent in, but Seattle was able to get their head to it and clear it out.
LAFC is running like far post twists or something like that. Like, why just bang it in there?
Yeah, I don't know. Here goes 47th, 48th minute. Stephen Fry with the ball, taking his time, looking for halftime, drops it, boots it up the field. And it goes all the way down to Cisnega. So I think we're going to be going into the break 1-0 here would be my guess. Short halftime break here. We'll, take a little break, put up the graphics for the half, and hopefully we'll see maybe if we can get in touch with Rocky. Rocky was supposed to join us for this live stream reaction, and he was having some internet troubles there. So we'll see if we can get him back on it. If not, then we'll keep riding this out and hope for a more exciting second half.
No doubt about it, man. And let's take a quick look here. Looking at some of the stats on this one, possession eventually evened out a little bit. I mean, it was 58-42 in favor of Seattle. But if you really want to look at a telling statistic here, you've had. I'm trying to look at the box score here, but teams played fairly even in that second part of the first half. I guess that's all you need to know. Seattle dominated when they needed to, got the goal, and they're going to take the advantage into the locker room.
Yeah. All right. So it is the halftime break here. We got Brian White from Twitter there. He says, please tell me that Schmidt says better than Bob. That was a great line. And now would be the time for that. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button. Enoch MRS just jumped on from Facebook, says, hello, how are you? Enoch, come find us on YouTube, Sons of a Pitch Soccer Podcast on YouTube, and subscribe to us. Everybody hit that subscribe button. We're at 600 and we're counting, and we will talk to you guys in just a few minutes after this halftime break. All right, getting ready for the second half. Seattle Sounders 1-0 over LAFC. Kwado Opoku coming into the match for LAFC. Who will he be replacing? I believe Bradley Wright Phillips. They're going to pull him after that. Probably going to have something to do with a concussion there. But yeah, first half, man, 1-0 Seattle. Seattle controlled most of the play. LAFC had a chance with that penalty kick there by Vela that he kind of just muffed on right down the middle, and Stephen Fry got the save there. Hoping for a real exciting second half, man. I see it coming. These are two real good teams. LAFC is going to be pushing. Let's get on it here, and hopefully we get a good one.
Absolutely. You know, LAFC does not want to go out again, especially after the last two seasons, especially after falling to Seattle so many times. I expect LAFC, especially with Bob Bradley being the great motivator / screamer at you that he is, I expect LAFC to come out and just take it to Seattle this first, 5-10 minutes. Assuming Seattle lets them, right? Seattle's been here. They're experienced. They can absorb that kind of first few minutes pressure. But I expect LAFC to be fired up. And if they don't score a goal in this first 15 minutes, it's going to be real tough for them to come back and do anything else after that, Mike.
Absolutely. So Official Morel joins us on YouTube. Hey man, how's it going? Good to see you. And he says, hey, he just woke up. LOL. This is a good chat we had earlier today for me, yesterday for you, over there in Scotland. Thanks for jumping on here and hanging with us. So Opoku in for Wright Phillips. And LAFC is going to come out strong. They're already on the ball right now at Tuesta over on the left-hand side, cutting into the middle of the park. Hopefully they start working down those wings a little bit, because I think that's the answer for them right now, to kind of try and break this Seattle defense down. And as I say that, they cut right back into the middle of the field, but then go back out wide again. And here is Torres over on the right in possession. He's got O'Neal on him, tries to send the ball in, makes its way over to Opoku. He sends it to Latif Blessing, back to Opoku. And here is Segura now going backwards. They're looking a lot like TFC, man. There's a lot of back passes and whatnot. So here comes, now they're going forward now, goes over to Vela here on the left-hand side. Vela swings the ball in, goes all the way through the box, and Nuhu clears it out for a corner. That almost fell right to Torres to bury it in the back of the net. I'm telling you, the answer's in the wings. I've been saying it for the last 20 minutes. I'm thinking that maybe Bob Bradley's listening.
You know what, Mike? He's got to be listening to somebody, because his approach to the first half didn't work very well. I mean, you could say that, well, they drew a penalty. That was probably the best play of the game for them. Not even making the penalty, because they missed it. Just drawing the penalty. But I don't want to rip on LAFC too much yet for going backwards with some of their passes, because they need to build some possession. They need to build some confidence on the ball, and they need to kind of assert how they want to play in the game. So if they're going to back pass and maintain possession and poke and prod a little of the Seattle defense, I'm okay with it in the 47th minute. If they're going to start doing that in the 75th minute, then you got a problem.
Right. No, for sure. Here is LAFC back in possession. Nuhu gets a hold of it, sends it up to Rui Diaz. Blackman gets in his way, and now Seattle in the middle of the park. Jovan Jones cuts back and switches it over to Jordan Morris. Jordan Morris moving down the left-hand side for Seattle, tries an outside of the boot, cross into the middle, but that's blocked nicely by LAFC, and a foul on João Paulo of Seattle there. And LAFC will have a free kick taken quickly by Mark Anthony Kaye. And LAFC does definitely have a different urgency right now than they have, in the first half, at least in the beginning of the game. Nasty foul there by Paulo on Vela, and surprised the yellow card hasn't come out yet.
The next one, it's got to be, because if you're going to let a tackle like that go, then LAFC is going to come back and commit one against Seattle. So maybe he lets that one go, but you got to do something. Otherwise, this game is going to get out of control. We don't need to let another Orlando City, New York City type of scenario coming on here. That was studs up. That was straight in, late. Sending a message to Vela, right? That's the way you get him off his game, is by keeping him on his butt. So we'll see if the referee decides to pull yellow next time there's a hard foul. And I think he should. He's got to keep this under control.
Yeah, here's ball falls to Torres. He takes a quick shot, goes out for a corner kick. So LAFC with some of that pressure now on this one. And we got a question here from brother BKL Contreras. He from the podcast, he put that question in right towards the end there. What would happen if NYCFC will fight back until CONCACAF League quarterfinals against Tigres? I think they can pull it off. They've got the one leg, that first leg that loss is done now, because I believe it's just the one leg. Maybe I'm misreading the rules a little bit. Or if they're just going to play the second leg out, but in that neutral site. Either way, you don't have to go to El Volcan in wherever they play in Tigres there. But they can still do it. Now, the timing of it all is a little weird, because you've got a team now, their season's over. Are they going to keep training until, December 17th or whenever that first game is? I don't know. I would assume so, being that that's only like 3 weeks away, and maybe have a shorter off season after that. But I think they can get it done.
In a year like this, why not? typically I wouldn't pick an average MLS team to beat a Tigres team, but New York City has looked good in a lot of games this year, and then they've looked average in a lot of games this year as well. So who knows what the roster is going to look like at that time? Who knows what Tigres is going to be doing, what form they're going to be in at that point. But man, that would be great to see a New York City team knock out a tournament favorite in Tigres, because at that point, who's on that half of the bracket? It would be New York City, Montreal, and Olympia, the team from Honduras. And so you could have an MLS team, assuming they get by Olympia, which they probably should, ended up in the CONCACAF Champions League finals there, and that would be a great thing to see. So I'm pulling for that to happen too.
Yeah, so here Luis Lopez asks as a question, if Sounders win, who would they play next? They would play FC Dallas. FC Dallas would travel up to Seattle, and that would be their opponent in the second round. So a favorable matchup for Seattle if they get through. Who will it be? Seattle? Will it be LAFC? We've another 40 minutes left in this one to decide on that. Here's Jordan Harvey down the left-hand side for LAFC, sends it up to Torres, gets knocked out of bounds by Alex Roldan, and it'll be a throw-in for Atuesta. He's looking for somebody, goes back to Tristan Blackman, goes back to Atuesta with a nice turn, sends it into the middle for Torres, tries to send a through ball up to the rushing Atuesta, but it gets cut off nicely by Roldan and then played out of bounds, and it'll be another throw for LAFC. So the pressure is on from LAFC here. Come on. I want a goal to tie this up here. I want this game to kind of open up, and I think you really will see this game open up if LAFC does get the next goal in this one to tie things up.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. And what's great is over on MLSsoccer.com, they've got possession breakdowns in 5-minute intervals. And over the last 5 minutes, LAFC have had 75% of the possession. And of that 25% by Seattle, it's been mostly knocking it around the back a little bit, trying to build something. So LAFC definitely on the front foot here. They're starting to complete a lot more passes in the attacking third. What you want to see is some passes completed right outside that 18-yard box, right where that little half circle is on the box. If you can start completing some passes in that area, your goal scoring probability shoots way up. So let's look to see that happen from LAFC, and that's where Vela likes to get a pass, take a one-touch, and bend something in far.
Nice run here by Nuhu. Comes into the box, cuts it back, and oh my God, how did Jordan Morris miss that? A wide open net from about 8 yards out, and he slides it wide. Holy cow, man. Unbelievable. No. Unbelievable.
That was the chance there. USMNT haters can have something for the next couple of days, but yeah, that should have been in the back of the net. That should have been 2-0 Seattle. And Jordan Morris, Seattle's could win the MLS Cup, and Jordan Morris is going to remember that play more than anything else. That's how bad it was, and that's how tough these strikers get on themselves. Golden opportunity wasted by Seattle there. Yeah. He just opened up his hips just a little too much and pushed it maybe a yard wide of the outside post.
Absolutely. Ryan Anderson says, yep, man, Morris should have scored that, and he 100% should have. And what a chance there for Seattle. Great run by Nuhu. He is capable of doing that is for sure. And damn, just missed that opportunity to really put a knife into the side of LAFC. And that would have been a tough – that's going to be a tough mountain to climb there for LAFC if they go down two goals here in Seattle. So I think the next goal obviously is critical. If LAFC gets it, it's going to open this game up. If Seattle gets it, it's going to be tough. Sure.
But Seattle back in possession again, knocking the ball around, just turns it over back in the midfield. But they're back at it. That's how good Seattle is. That's their mentality. Morris, he's not going to miss another one like that, at least hopefully. Maybe I'll jinx him right now because I have a tendency to do that. But he's not going to miss another one. Give him that opportunity again, and he's going to get another opportunity tonight. I'm sure of it.
Here's LAFC. Then the sub Perez comes in, takes a shot, and I believe Nuhu got a boot to it. Nope, they're giving the goal kick, and it will be a goal kick. Oh, wow. I thought that was Nuhu's boot that cleared that out, because if not, it was going to be an easy goal there for LAFC, and I believe it would have been Blessing. Oh, no, it's a throw. Excuse me, it's a throw, because it curled out there. Holy cow.
Yeah, and so we got in the 56th minute, we got a couple subs here. Adrian Perez comes on for Christian Torres, and Mohamed El Munir comes on for Jordan Harvey. Striker for a striker, defender for a defender. Bradley just looking to get some fresh legs in there, maybe mix things up a little bit, see if he can't get a favorable matchup, or maybe get a little bit of a spark on his side. I love this for anyone who's watched our show. I love early subs. I love that Bradley's trying to mix things up and really take advantage of what's going on here in the game, letting his subs get minutes and use those fresh legs for a little bit longer. Hopefully Schmetzer doesn't wait too long to get a guy in there and counter this tactical move by Bradley. But right now it looks like it's working for LAFC.
It is. Free kick here for LAFC coming from the left-hand side. They got their guys lined up in the box. Here comes the in-swinger to the middle. Oh, man, almost falls to the LAFC player. Blessing with a shot right at Stefan Fry. And that one, an easy save for Stefan Fry there. Man, LAFC, they're rolling right now. They're getting some good possession, some good chances. Nothing crazy other than that nice clearance there by Nuhu. But LAFC again on the ball at Tuesta now on the left-hand side. Just cuts back past Alex Roldan, sends the ball into the middle, and there's another save for Stefan Fry. Well, actually, no, not a save, but took the cross there. And Schmetzer shaking his head, trying to figure out where to go next from this one.
Yeah, I mean, the LAFC's got the opportunities. So is Schmetzer going to bring in a defender or a defensive mid to try and shut down, what LAFC has been building? He could bring in Roman Torres and have him just go light up a couple guys and really throw off LAFC's rhythm. So what if he draws a yellow card? He's coming off the bench anyway. But we'll see. Or maybe he puts in Will Bruin and starts working a bit of a high press with some of those fresh legs off the bench. We'll see what Schmetzer does, but I know he does like to let his guys play and kind of work themselves out of these jams they get into, which I think has really helped Seattle develop an excellent mental game and develop some confidence whenever they do get into a bit of a sticky situation here. So we'll see what Schmetzer does. That's why he gets the big bucks. That's why the guy's been in American soccer in one form or other for like the last 50 years or something like that, going back all the way to playing in the NASL.
Yeah, so here's a comment here off topic from Brian White. Says, how bummed were you at the end of the Forward Madison season? Oh, Forward Madison, we had these guys on for an interview. Their social media team came on, and we've been in touch with them as well. It's been fun. And there's a shot off the bar from Jordan Morris. Ooh, boy, on the counter. And anyways, Forward Madison. Yeah, we love Forward Madison. And, yeah, it sucks they had to play outside of Madison. And then the ending to that season was rough.
Right, and this is their first season as the Chicago Fire USL affiliate as well.
Yep.
So expect to see those 17 and 16-year-old homegrown signings from the Chicago Fire start getting some minutes up in Madison, rocking those great jerseys that they have up there, going full Mingo, both in fashion and on the pitch and in soccer. So I would expect Forward Madison maybe to take a bit of a step back from next year so the Fire can give some of their guys some minutes. But you know what? It was a bummer that it ended the way it did. Absolutely, Mike. But there's some good competition in USL, in the Championship, League 1 and 2. There's a lot going on down there. Maybe we'll have to start covering a lot more of the USL, just as much fun as it's been over the last season or two.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking at expanding and doing a little Liga MX and there's Ladero off the post. Oh boy, Seattle's getting closer here, man. Definitely getting closer. Whew. And there's False Nine Design on YouTube, jumps on, Hey, everyone, I made sure to like. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Just found you over there on Tactical Manager TV. So anybody that's watching here, Tactical Manager TV is doing a live stream for this one as well. So check out their channel. Lots of awesome soccer content there. They hit European games as well. So check them out. And thanks for coming over here, False Nine. Appreciate it. And, man, Seattle is getting closer to getting that second goal. They've hit the post now twice in the last couple of minutes.
Man, I almost had that prediction, right? You know, with Morris saying he's not going to miss twice, he bangs one off the post, and then you got Ladero doing the same thing. So it's right there, and you got to feel bad for Cisnega, LAFC's keeper. Like he doesn't even have the opportunity to make a save on these. Like LAFC's defense is letting the Seattle attackers walk right on into the 18 and tee off on them.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, Brian White says he's a season ticket holder for Forward Madison and lives in Idaho. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Jose Mera says LAFC 12th man, a.k.a. right pole. Absolutely. Absolutely. Here's LAFC at Tuesta in possession, right on the touchline, gets cleared out by Jel Paulo. It'll be a throw-in for LAFC. Brother BKL Contreras. Seattle, come on. LAFC, come on. I'm with you, man. I just want an LAFC goal here to tie this thing up and get crazy. Nick, you sent me a message in the chat here. Get some coffee, man. Wake up. I didn't get coffee, but I got more scotch. So time to get excited here. 62nd minute in this one.
All right, let's keep it rolling, man. Yeah, I don't know if my my home life work life balance could take another penalty shootout or overtime here in a late MLS game.
Right. Oh man. So here's a ball goes out of play from Segura. Nice tackle there on Nuhu, and Seattle trying to push kind of on that counterattack right now. All right, here comes 63rd minute. Seattle looking to get something going. Opoku, he's been lively since he came in for LAFC. Will he find the back of the net? What's going to happen here? I feel one coming here shortly, man.
The game's got that feel to it, right? Like there's either going to be a goal or just some ridiculous tackle and dust up that's going to take all the rhythm out of it. You know, I'm here in the 63rd minute, just watching Seattle slowly build and LAFC trying to turn them over and get on a quick counter right now because LAFC building out of the back is just
Alex
not working.
rolled on with a cross into the box, finds his way to Jordan Morris. He takes a shot. It's blocked, and the LAFC player is still down. I believe it's Mark Anthony K. And Seattle plays the ball out for the LAFC player down. Is that Mark Anthony K? It is down on the ground there. So while we've got a quick break here, False Nine Design says, is the Fire getting a new logo? They are. They did confirm that they are going to make a new logo. I believe it's going to come after next season. I think they had there was some type of agreement with MLS when they changed the logo. They had to have it for 2 seasons. But yeah, that they will get a new logo. Thank God, because that logo is rough.
Yeah, every bad thing you've ever read about it on social media is 100% true. I'll give you that. There have been some interesting designs floating around on social media as to what the Fire are going to have their logo as. I've seen some cool ones with firemen's axes on it. I think that would be neat to see.
Yeah, I've seen that too. Yep.
But as we look at the replay here, dude, Mark Anthony K just takes a rocket of a shot off of the inside of his leg. No contact other than the ball. Goes on the inside. Maybe it hits his knee. Maybe it jarred some things around there. He's going to give it a go. He's up and walking around, but he's going to be feeling that for a long time to come. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Here comes Alex Roldan, drops it back to Jovan Jones. Jovan Jones cutting into the middle, puts it on his left foot, blocked by LAFC, but Jao Paulo's there to get it, and it will be a corner for the Sounders. 65th minute, the Sounders are pressuring again. Man, this game is in the balance right now. Seattle, Ryan Anderson thinks Seattle's going to finish this one off. I have a feeling they will. Just that lovely experience that they have always will help.
Sure. It's funny, either that or LAFC is going to equalize in the 93rd, and then we're just going to be here for another half hour. Like that's the way it's been going in the MLS playoffs right now.
That is how it's been going. Rui Diaz with a shot and a goal.
Oh, never mind.
Seattle, just as you say that, the ball floats to Rui Diaz at the corner of the 18. He cuts inside and buries it into the side netting, and it's 2-0 Seattle. Doug Reed says, that's it, done. I think you're right there. 2-0 Seattle is going to be really hard for LAFC to climb back up, and Cisnega should have done a little bit better with that one. He scooted way too far to his left for that shot there by Rui Diaz. Gets a fingertip on it, and it goes into the side netting. Beautiful shot by Rui Diaz, and that is probably all she wrote in this one. But, hey, you never know. It is the MLS playoffs. Bayern now says goal there. Hey, thanks, Bayern, for jumping on. And everybody else who's on, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Get yourself entered in to win a $250 Visa gift card when we reach 1,000 subscribers. Definitely appreciate the subscriptions and the likes. And while you're at it, send us a tip on Cash App. You think we're doing a good job, send us a tip. And we had a couple tips last stream. Let's make that one better this time. Here comes LAFC now. Ball into the box, but gets cleared out nicely by Christian Roldan, and I think we're going to have a corner kick. We are. It'll be a corner kick for LAFC. Perez is the one who
by LAFC comes right back down and wins something in the offensive possession.
They do. Easily cleared out by João Paulo. And Rui Diaz now sends the switch, a beautiful switch. Saw his man making the run there, but I believe that is who is that? Number 13 gets back for LAFC to play that one over. Now here comes Opoku, tries to send it past O'Neal, can't get it past him. Now Mark Anthony K, and here comes LAFC now. They know this is it, man. Their season's on the line. They've got to hustle. They've got to get this through. Here is a pass into the middle and cut out nicely by Christian Roldan, and then taken by his brother Alex and sent up the field for Rui Diaz. A great ball over the top. Rui Diaz controls, sends it into the path of Ladero, but just a little bit too far. And nice pick up there for LAFC as they come up the field at Tuesta, sends it down the left-hand side to Perez, but cleared out by the Sounders.
Yeah, looking back at that goal, I know you're kind of harsh on Cisnegas for being out of position, but again, his defenders, there were 5 guys within 6 or 7 yards of him. Nobody was covering Rui Diaz. No one had stepped up. Come on, man, that's soccer 101. If you're defending and a corner comes in, you step out. When that ball bounces out, you push out. You leave those guys offsides if they're inside 10 yards of the goal line there. And you make sure that those garbage balls, those garbage goals that trickle out to the back post don't get booted in, just like Rui Diaz did. So once again, some poor defending. Don't want to take away from the excellent finish by Rui Diaz, but just LAFC's defense not coming to play today.
Yeah, and Ryan Anderson says, that Rossi, main man, he thinks Rossi's better than Vela. Without Rossi, they just don't look the same, and that is true. That is true. So,
yeah, they've got no creativity, and Vela, if he gets open, he can shoot and score, but Rossi's creativity really sets up a lot of different other things.
Yeah, here comes Brad Smith. He's getting prepped. Smetcher's prepping him to come into the game and just trying to shore up that defense. Jose Mira says Alex Roldan's having a hell of a game. He is. He's playing well. He's been in all the right places tonight. Definitely playing well on that wing back position. Here is Stephen Fry sending everybody up the field. 70th minute, 2-0 Seattle Sounders. Long ball over the top. Makes its way over to Ladero, but he can't keep it in play. And here comes that substitution. Brad Smith coming in for Jovan Jones.
There you go. And Stephen Fry already getting kind of a word of warning from the head official there. Keep those goal kicks, keep those free kicks coming a little quicker there. We want to start wasting time here in the 70th minute. We know what you're doing. He's going to be quick to the yellow card probably the next time that Fry decides to just hang out in the back there with the ball.
Yep, that could be, but Stephen Fry, I think he'll take it because definitely that why not? You just got to win in advance, do whatever you got to do. So here.
But you don't want a Khaleesi situation. I don't know if LAFC can come back and tie it up, but you don't want to get a yellow for wasting time and then a second yellow for jumping off the line trying to save a PK.
Right. No, I hear you. Here comes Seattle now. Horrible clearance by Murillo. And Keith Rye is joined on. He says, hello, guys. How you doing, Aunt Keith? Thanks for jumping on. Man, I don't see it happening here.
You're losing words there, buddy. Is that how bad LAFC looked at you?
Dude, I just want this game to be close, man. That's all. That's what I'm looking for. But because damn, my bracket is trash, dude. My bracket is completely busted, man. It is not looking good for me. I got 20 points, and looking at our league and the standings here. So we had 38 total entries in, so a little short of our 50 there, but we're still giving away some swag if we however this goes. And right now we've got Slobber Dogs, Albacore up top with 50 points, with Lex upsets, Morrow, COVID playoffs. And then, there's a couple more with 40. It's we got some people that know what they're talking about, unlike you and I.
Well, Mike, we're just trying to make it a little bit more entertaining. That's for sure.
Yeah. There you go.
We can't win our own league. That would look the optics on that just aren't great.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Oh man. So here comes a long pass up from Tristan Blackman. Finds no one in LAFC, a couple players with their hands in their head. And it's not looking good for them. They're a little bit busted up right now. So here is I believe that is Murillo is coming out of the game for Francisco Janela. So that young player there from Uruguay. We'll see how he comes in, if he can affect this one for LAFC. Doug Reed says, you guys doing another pick show for the next round? I will be doing another picks and predictions episode for the second round of the playoffs. My guess is we should have odds out tomorrow, and I will put it together tomorrow night, maybe, possibly Thursday night at the latest. But we've got games coming up, I believe, on what is it, the 29th. So we'll see. It is Thanksgiving one of these days, so maybe it'll be a little bit of a delay, but we'll get it out there. Make sure you guys subscribe and turn on those notifications so you know when we upload a video and go live, because I just do them live because I don't edit anymore. Did that, done that, and it's just not worth it anymore. So
there you go. But hey, talking about a Francisco Janela or Janela, the Uruguayan youth national team player. He's had caps for their youth teams going back to U15. Only 21 years old right now. But look to him to get some more offense. He doesn't score a lot of goals when he's with Uruguay, but he doesn't score a lot with his clubs. But I think that's just because he's such a young guy. So he's getting an opportunity to come in and mix it up a little bit, and maybe be another target and be some fresh legs. I don't see anyone in Seattle's defense really slowing down right now where you'd say, let's go attack that player. Mike, maybe you're seeing something or that Bob Bradley is that I'm not. Is anyone looking like a weak spot on that Seattle defense?
No, I'm not seeing any weak spots in that Seattle defense right now. They've looked good. They've looked composed. They're in position. I'm not really seeing anything. They are getting a little bit of traction down the wings and sending some crosses in, but nothing coming out of those crosses. So, yeah,
and we just got Brad Smith, who subbed in to shore it up a little bit too. So,
right, exactly. Yeah, Schmetzer knows what he's doing. He's won a couple MLS Cups. He knows what he's doing. Been around the game a long time.
If you can get the best of Bob Bradley more often than not, I'd say you're doing a pretty good job.
Yep, absolutely. Here comes Brad Smith. Speaking of him, down the left-hand side for Seattle, sends it up, and Tristan Blackman gets a boot on it, and it rolls out for a throw, hits the corner flag, and bounces back for a throw-in. 31 people joining us on YouTube at the moment, 8 on Facebook, 1 on Twitter. Thanks, everybody, for jumping on and hanging out with us here. Lots of fun. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Tell us where you're watching from in the chat. We've had some people from Scotland tonight. We've had the UK. We've got a bunch of people all over the US of A, LA, Seattle. Some of our diehard fans there. So let us know in the chat where you're watching.
Smith,
what's that?
Any Aussie fans? Any Australians out there supporting their guy Brad Smith here for Seattle?
Hey, I don't know. Let's see. We got Doug Reed, Sounders coach, picking his nose. Okay. In the age of COVID, I mean, hey, why not get caught on national television picking your nose, eh?
Right.
Here's Perez. Perez cutting into the middle, has no help whatsoever, and Sounders just swarm all over him and get a lucky. The LAFC gets a lucky bounce off the referee, and now it's back in play. And then Roldan gets in the way of the clearance. And there is Muhammad right in the corner flag, bounces it off of Alex Roldan, and it is out for a throw or a corner. I believe it is a corner. Puts the ball down on the spot, takes it quickly, sends it over to Mark Anthony Kaye, back to Muhammad. He sends a ball in, and again, there's Seattle in defensive position. Here is Janela making a run through like 6 green shirts and gets deflected away, man. That's this Sounders defense is definitely just in place, really playing well right now. They've got the 2 goals. Why wouldn't? That would be the only focus they need right now is staying together on defense. And long ball in. There's and there's Atuesta, gets a foot on it, gets it home. Atuesta been quiet all night, and boom, just like that. Mark Anthony Kaye plays it over to Tristan Blackman. Blackman over to Blessing. A long cross in from Vela and a beautiful run by Atuesta. Puts it home. It's 2-1 in this one. LAFC on the comeback.
Mike, I'm happy you're going to get yourself the game that you wanted. I just don't know how happy you want to be if it gets tied up and goes to extra time after this.
Hey, I was a little bit slow after our last live. I will admit that. It was a late night. I did a lot of drinking. Now that I've picked up the pace, because I'm like, yeah, this one's not going the full way. Somebody prove me wrong. So let's see what happens here. But Latif Blessing on the ball right now. LAFC feeling good. 78th minute. A foul on Seattle. Latif Blessing holding his head. I don't know. We go look at VAR. He's holding his head like he's bleeding. Hands to the head, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I doubt it.
Well, we were talking about, is there a weak spot in the Seattle defense there? And is there a place they can attack? Well, I guess those, runs between the defenders, those, dipping crosses, I guess that's one way to do it, right? So they were able to have 2 runners attack the far post with only 1 defender. And that allowed Atuesta to get that free header in and right through Fry. It looked like it went right through Fry's legs.
Yeah.
As he couldn't get down quick enough because the ball went right at him.
Yep. So here we got Brian White puts it on here. I'm finally home and watching the match, but I can't quit you guys. Thanks, man. That's awesome. Good stuff. Ryan Anderson says, I understand it. Brian, I'm watching both. Good stuff. Love having you guys hanging out here with us, talking this awesome game. We've got 40 watching on YouTube right now, 5 more on Facebook and Twitter. Oh, the views are picking up here because there's 15 minutes to go, and and there's a game. Rui Diaz sends it into Jordan Morris. A tackle by Segura misses it, and Jordan Morris gets the ball in the net instead of off the post or outside, and it's 3-1
Hey.
Seattle.
4th time's a charm or 3rd time's a charm? I lost track.
Man.
Oh.
Beautiful play from Ladero, Rui Diaz, and Jordan Morris. That's how this team wins championships, man. Their best players show up in the big games. Rui Diaz with a beautiful layoff pass. Segura can do nothing about it. Cisnega comes out to cut the angle, and no luck on that one. Slides it right past him. And it's 3-1 Seattle.
And for Morris to cut that ball back across in front of Cisnega to put that far post, that's a great bit of skill. That's a soft touch, He picked out his spot and was able to put it right where he needed to. Cisnega, he had no idea what he was doing. He was just coming out just to cut an angle down. He didn't know which way Morris was going. He didn't know which way he wanted to go. Excellent play, excellent finish by Seattle. And Mike, you had yourself a game for about 3 minutes there. How about it?
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that. It's a way to just, get me excited for like 3 minutes. Well, LAFC's back on the push now.
Seattle's used to breaking your heart, let me tell you that.
Oh, damn. Tell me about it, man. Tell me about it. Jose Mera says I called it 3-1. Yes, you did. If it holds, that would be a hell of a call as well. Ryan Anderson, 3-1 Seattle. So, man. Oh, Seattle. They always break my heart.
Well, I mean, we still got 10 minutes plus stoppage time, give or take. LAFC's offense is good enough. But at this point, I think Seattle's time-wasting abilities are probably a little bit better than LAFC's offense right now.
Yeah. No, I think this one's done and dusted, man. I mean, LAFC might get one back, but Seattle's just too good defensively. Too good on the counter, like we just saw there. I mean, LAFC was pressing. They just had scored the goal, and just like that, you get a beautiful ball over the top from Ladero over to Rui Diaz, a great layoff to cutting Jordan Morris, blast right past Segura, and boom, there you go. So
what's that? Rui Diaz, Morris, and who else got the other one?
Rui Diaz, Morris, and the first goal. Oh God, I can't remember.
No, is it Roldan that got it?
No, I don't believe so. But man, it's
sorry. Ladero, Rui Diaz, and Morris, as people are saying on social media.
There you go. Yeah,
all
there you go.
Their MVPs have scored in a playoff in tonight's game. Like,
right?
How amazing is that? Right, your stars step up. That's what you want.
Yeah. I mean, that's it, dude. Like, and there you go. So for me being the TFC fan, and yes, I know about breaking my heart and all that stuff. They did it in 2016 when I was at MLS Cup final at BMO Field when we lost on penalties. Look at the difference. Okay. Here is Seattle as a 2 seed. Toronto was a 2 seed, and Seattle gets goals from Nicolas Ladero, their main guy. Alejandro Pozuelo. No, nothing from him tonight. You got Jordan Morris, one of their main guys. Rui Diaz, their big time striker. Hey, Josie Altidore, where were you tonight? Nowhere. You were still off crying about, something that you didn't play or whatever. So it's, it is what it is, but there's the difference. Your best players were showing up for Seattle. The best players did not show up for TFC and apparently for Philly as well. And Brian White says, so we were at BMO Field together. It was cold. It was damn cold, man. It was freezing. I was layered up. I had all that stuff, man. It was just, but man, that was an unbelievable game. Lots of fun. Something I'll never forget. And damn, I'll tell you for Seattle, that was, I was congratulating Sounders fan walking out of that building because that was huge for them to get their first victory. Both teams hadn't had an MLS Cup at that point. And so, yeah, that's an amazing trip to be BMO Field and a horrible trip. So you might have went for 2017 as well is what I'm gathering. I didn't make it back that year. I was actually on my 3-month hiatus from work as a contractor before now I'm a permanent employee and couldn't make it back, when I'm not getting paid. So I just went to see them lose in penalty kicks, fun.
Yeah. I'll tell you what's great. So looking at this game now, Seattle's still pushing. They'll take a fourth goal if LAFC gives it to them. They went down, earned a corner, had a few minutes of possession in LAFC's defensive third, and they're not done with it. They're making sure they don't want to just beat LAFC. They want to let LAFC know that anytime they will play Seattle, at least in the playoffs, they want that mental advantage over them as well. And LAFC comes back, tries to get something going, but there's no creativity once they get the ball down in the attacking end of the field. And Seattle's able to make easy work of it and start to build some possession up on their own.
So Brian White says, I was there for both. You might have congratulated me. Maybe if you were in the supporters section for Seattle, I probably didn't because I was over on the other side there, where the above the benches. And it was a couple Sounders fans, actually, like a husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend. And those were the guys I was chatting with afterwards. It was great. But did miss the last train celebrating. Yeah, I don't blame you. I probably would have done the same damn thing. And, oh, hey, babe, how you doing? My wife is on, and she loves Greg Vanny. Awesome. Cool.
Yeah, she also told you earlier to lay off the sauce, so I just want to make sure that you as well.
Oh, I thought she was talking about Jose Mera and the roaches and stuff. I'm good, babe. I'm fine.
All right, let's see what we got going on here, Mike. We got about 10 minutes left. We got a little bit of a stoppage in play here as Seattle fouls LAFC, and Vela's looking like he might try to tee one up here and steal one back on a set piece. I think that's the only way he's going to score tonight is if he can get lucky off a free kick. I mean, it's dead on. It's about 25-ish yards out, would you say?
Yeah, about that.
86th minute. You got Vela and you've got Canella lining up over it. Obviously, Vela's got to take this. Oh, and he puts it into the wall. That was even worse than his penalty kick. How are you 25 yards out?
I got Janela over on the left-hand side, going back to Atuesta, 87th minute. Sends a long ball in. Nuhu clears it out. And now Vela, at least on the ball for LAFC, fighting with Brad Smith, and we've got a foul there on Brad Smith. Vela with another free kick here for LAFC.
Man, like what do you do as an LAFC team right now when your best players have not showed up? I mean, is there any hope at this point in the game? I feel like it's getting to that point of no return unless they can score before they start stoppage time.
Yeah, I mean, it's not happening. This game's over. It's just not happening. LAFC is out. Seattle will move on to play FC Dallas. You're 88 minutes in. It's in Seattle. Seattle's looked good all night long. It's not happening. If it does, I will. I don't even know what I'll do. But here's Vela now up to Latif Blessing, top corner of the box, back out wide to Vela. Vela sends a long ball in, gets ahead to it. Mark Anthony Kaye, I believe he was offside, but it is in the back of the net and no offside flag. It's 3-2. Will VAR take a look at it? I don't know. But that one was offside to me. Yeah. Here is, you see Mark Anthony Kaye making the run. He's off. And yes, he is offside. That goal will not count unless they count the arm of Andrade Gomez there. Yeah, he's offside to me, but a nice header, a nice finish from Mark Anthony Kaye. Maybe there is a little bit of hope here, but I believe LAFC will get that one taken away. If it was up to me, if I was in the VAR box, I would be telling them, yeah, that one's offside.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like he had a foot ahead, a foot behind the last defender there. And gosh, Mark Anthony Kaye, they had such high hopes for him this year. And between injuries and just subpar performances, like you kind of feel for the guy. This was someone who a lot of people were building up as a guy who could compete for a national team spot. But he's not getting it done for LAFC. So we'll see what his future lies for him.
And here's the call from VAR. No goal, offside. Correct call.
Yeah, and I guess the one thing, Mike, I will say after this first round of games here in MLS Cup Playoffs 2020, at least it won't be another Seattle-Toronto matchup like a lot of people had thought. So
that is true.
Part 5? Was it part 4? How many are we on yet?
There's been 3, so it would have been the 4th this year. Jordan Morris gets subbed out. Yeah, but I mean, Seattle. I don't know if I see them not going to MLS Cup. I mean, they're big time favorites right now, I would say, especially with how Sporting Kansas City performed against San Jose at home. And the fact that they've got a good Minnesota team in front of them and Seattle has a mediocre FC Dallas team in front of them. They've got to be the favorites, especially in the Eastern Conference where now you've got Columbus, the 3rd seed, highest seed remaining in the East. Seattle, well on par as Roman Torres comes in to make his appearance here. Spent a little bit of time with Inter Miami, and now back with Seattle. Seattle's got to be your MLS Cup favorite going forward. Makes your pick look good, but since you picked them, they'll fuck it up somehow.
I'm sorry, I picked who?
You picked Seattle.
I did, but I can't defend it, Mike. I don't know. But you're right. Maybe this is the year I get it right. This could be the year I get it right, Mike. Those years, Kansas City to win a trophy. Yeah, maybe this is the one that works out for me.
Hey, there you go. And Ryan Anderson says Nashville may pull the upset on Columbus. Got a funny feeling as well. You've got that's debatable. Saying I really want Orlando to win it all. That would be something, their first playoff appearance. And then Brian White says, I'll never forget that Roman Torres penalty. Yeah, neither will I. Neither will I. Thanks for rubbing it in, Brian. You can send a tip to the Cash App over here for that one. Just taking a knife and just twisting. Got it. Thanks, man.
Oh, man. Well, what I'm watching here, Mike, it's the 92nd minute. LAFC at least doesn't look like they've quit. They're still knocking the ball around. They're still running at full speed here. But with 5 minutes of stoppage time, down 2 goals, this one does appear to be over as LAFC El Munir Mohammed fouls Roldan and picks up a yellow card in the 92nd minute there. Seattle just taking their time getting it restarted, right?
Yeah. Yep, take their time. Then there's a foul now on LAFC, so they'll take a little bit more time off the clock. And, Seattle's got this. It's done.
Well,
Seattle, make sure everybody hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and get yourself entered into a 1,000 subscriber challenge to win a $250 Visa gift card and continue to support the growth of the game here in America. Hit that button for us. Really appreciate it. We've picked up a few more tonight, and we're well on our way to that 1,000 subscribers so we can give away some money. Seattle taking the throw in short. It does go out of play. It'll be an LAFC throw. They're trying to take it quick, but Janela just can't figure out who to throw it to and then drops it back to Muhammad to send the throw in. And he's still taking his time. Guys, it's 93rd minute, almost 94th minute, and you're just screwing around, not knowing who to throw the ball into. Throw the damn ball in and get on with it. You got to score 2 goals in 2 minutes. That's how you know this game's over. As it gets picked off by Alex Roldan, and Mark Anthony Kaye sends a long ball over the top that's easily cut out by O'Neal. Vela now in possession of the ball, sends it up to, looks like an onside. They had their hands up for offside, but he gets past him. It'll be a corner kick for LAFC. And all right, so hey, look at that, Brian White. Thank you, sir, for that $5 tip on Cash App for Roman dancing. Hey, you know what? That just made that penalty kick a whole lot better for me. So thank you, sir, for subscribing tonight and sending us that tip. Really appreciate it. Also,
this is the highlight of my podcasting and YouTubing career right there. But thank you.
Right. So there, and then Coach Pretz subscribed to the channel as well. So thanks for subscribing there, Coach Pretz, and a good finish here to this one. And God, I'll never forget that Roman Torres penalty. But you know what sticks out the most to me, Nick, and for everybody listening, is in that penalty kick, just a couple before that, we had a chance to win it. And we didn't. And Morrow hit the bar. And at that point, you knew it was over. But the crowd was still loud. And, man, when Roman Torres stepped up, as soon as that ball hit the back of the net, it was all I'll ever remember is just the roar coming from that Seattle Sounders section over across the stadium. And it was an unbelievable roar and just dead silence from the rest of the stadium. And I will just never forget that moment. Crazy. But Brian, thanks for the tip. Thanks for the sub, and a lot of fun there.
So on my end of things here, Mike, it's the 94th minute, and Stefan Fry just launches the kick down the field. I'm sticking it out, man. I'll tell you, I never leave a sporting event early. Nope. So I'm gonna watch these last few seconds here, and also just kind of watch the look on Bob Bradley's face.
Yep, and that is it. They show Smetzer instead of Bob Bradley, which of course they would because it's
the winning coach.
And Bob Bradley, you can't see the look in his face because he has a mask on. So yeah, Seattle moves on 3-1 final. Congratulations, Seattle Sounders. Well done. Man. And then, Brian, you're going to have to send us another tip here, man. That match at BMO also had the save. Yes, I'm well aware. And from my angle where I was sitting, I saw that ball, and I'm like, there it goes. It's in. And then all of a sudden, Stephen Fry turned into fucking Inspector Gadget. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us here on this stream. Lots of fun. Seattle moves on. We will be deciding what we're going to do. We're probably going to do 2 games in the next round of the playoffs. Nick, we'll have to talk about that either tonight or tomorrow and figure out what games we're going to do as these live stream reactions. So thanks a lot, and great night it was. Thanks, Brian, and everybody else that subscribed. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, and we will talk to you all very, very soon. 3-1 Sounders moving on to the next round to face FC Dallas next weekend. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Talk to you all soon.